Hello, friends, and welcome back to r/MaliciousCompliance. The awful boss gets what he deserves in our first story. But before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you're new here and turn on notifications so you don't miss a new video every single day. Here we go. My boss got himself arrested and fired. I'm allergic to hand sanitizer, alcoholic wipes, generally anything that has an alcohol-based product. I even bring my own soap because I can have a reaction to some soaps. I can't even drink the stuff without my lips swelling. My old boss, who was my cousin, so when COVID hit, I didn't really have a problem until my cousin got promoted and got transferred to a new office. Enter our new boss. We got a mass email going over our new COVID safety procedures, and one of the new procedures is that we all have to use hand sanitizer and antiseptic wipes. When I sent an email to HR telling them about my allergies with medical documents, they sent back saying that I don't have to use the hand sanitizer and antiseptic wipes, and they put that in my file. However, when sent the exact email to my new boss, he replied saying that all employees have to follow the new COVID safety procedures, no exceptions. When I replied that if I use those products, I'll need medical assistance, he then sent me another email saying that if any employee doesn't follow the new COVID safety procedures correctly, that they'd be fired. I sent copies of the emails to our union rep and HR department, to which they replied that they would talk to him and kindly told me to ignore him unless he tries to actually fire me. So I go into work and my new boss is literally waiting for me at my desk with a bottle of hand sanitizer in his hands, asking me to hold out my hands. I did reply saying, "No thanks, I'd rather not go to the hospital today." He got mad and literally grabbed my hand and squirted sanitizer on it, then rubbed it in, saying, "See, that wasn't so bad." I tried to go to the bathroom to wash it off, but he blocked me. Well, I had a bad reaction. Thank God I had an EpiPen in my desk. My boss kept saying he thought I was lying and kept saying that until I was put into an ambulance and couldn't hear him. A member of the HR department and the legal department came to visit me in the hospital, probably making sure I don't sue, and informed me that he was fired. The woman from the HR department also said that they called the police on my behalf and I should be getting a visit from them soon. He knew that you had an allergy. He planned what he did. Don't hold back with the cops. This guy decided your life wasn't worth understanding that you have a deathly allergy. And our second story. No, I can't honor that price. I've worked at a big box retail store for a little over 3 years now, and I felt the need to post one of my millions of crazy stories. This happened about a month after my first day, so I was still pretty new and learning little by little every day. Of course, they don't provide the best training for people and just kind of throw you wherever and see how you do. It's definitely a learn from your mistakes kind of job. It was my first 9-hour shift on a Saturday, and I was closing on the registers. Of course, everyone rushed up to the registers 5 minutes before closing, and I had a line of 4 people with big transactions. I managed to get everyone out of the doors 3 minutes after closing. I started collecting all the hard tags and hangers to put them on a U-boat so that I could take them back to the stockroom. My manager was at the other end of the store shutting down the other registers. Loss prevention has already left for the day. 10 minutes after closing, I see a heavy-set 30-something woman with a shopping cart stuffed with kids' clothes literally running to my register. All smiles. Let's call her Kelly. Kelly. Looks like I just made it in time. Me, obviously aggravated and wanting to get home. Actually, we're closed, but I can ring you up really quick. Kelly starts tossing her items on the counter, and the first item had a clearance sticker directly on the barcode, which happens occasionally. I price-corrected the item and moved on to the next. Lo and behold, the next item also had a clearance sticker right on the barcode, and the next, and the next. At this point, I know that this customer was popping tags like Macklemore. I started staring daggers at her as I had to peel off every clearance sticker to scan the barcode. Kelly becomes fidgety and checks her phone for any coupons we have. She looks up and notices I stopped price correcting. Kelly, what are you doing? I noticed that somebody put clearance stickers on active products, so I'm not going to honor the price on the stickers. Kelly, being defensive, Well, that's not my problem. This is your guy's fault for being stupid. Me, having done a couple of price change events, knowing damn well that we wouldn't do that. You see how these stickers are directly on the barcodes? We always put the clearance stickers above or below the barcodes, never on top. And it shows the original price on every clearance ticket, and none of them match. But who would do such a thing? You tell me. Silence for a few minutes as I'm peeling all the stickers and carefully scanning the barcodes. 20 minutes after closing rolls around, and I'm stuck with an armful of go-backs and still helping this customer. She ended up buying about half the merchandise in her shopping cart and using a coupon. Kelly, huffing and puffing, I'm never shopping here again. What happened to the customer is always right? You're a bee. Me, in my best customer service voice, I hope you have a great night. Thanks for shopping with us. Kelly irritatedly grabs the bag and walks out of the doors, less than 10 minutes before I'm supposed to clock out. Thankfully, I haven't seen Kelly since. I told the closing manager exactly what happened, and she was baffled by the situation. It's a tactic that they use, coming to the register right at closing. They think you'll be in a hurry to go home and not notice. And our next story. Apartment was not big enough. I work at a leasing office, and I tend to have some very picky individuals. One that I still remember 2 years down the line is a woman and her daughter. The woman came on tour, and she told me how she currently was at a homeless shelter with her teenage daughter. They'd been there for a while, but she received a voucher that'd cover her rent 100%. I showed her our best 2-bedroom available for immediate move-in, but she went off. Second bedroom too small, not enough closet space. Apartment has 2 walk-ins, a linen, and a reach-in closet. Apartment didn't have enough sunlight. It faced south, so not sure what could provide better sunlight. The view wasn't nice. Grassy area with a park nearby. Fitness center was outdated, included in the rent, and some other things I can't remember. I was surprised because she needed to move immediately and we were in her daughter's school district. I would consider our apartments nice. Our 2 bedrooms are 1,041 square feet and include washer, dryer, as well as have a breakfast area and dining room, new appliances, and cherry cabinets. Amenities included in the rent. Plus, we had an offer where application fees were waived, and our price range was covered by voucher. But she declined it. I wonder where she went. But I'll remember her better-than-you attitude and how disgusted she sounded while I showed her the apartment. Some people are their own problem. And our last story. Entitled ExWife tried to get me fired over a bank account she wasn't supposed to access. So I worked at a small community bank for a time as a banker, opening and closing accounts, completing paperwork, etc. This occurred shortly after we opened our doors again after COVID. An older gentleman, who we'll call Jim, came in on a random Monday and asked to speak with a banker. I was available and invited him into my office. Once inside, he related that he and his wife, we'll call Karen, were going through a divorce. Jim expressed that Karen had full control over the finances to the point where he didn't even have a checkbook or debit card for the accounts, even though one of the accounts was solely funded by his pension checks. He then informed me that he'd come in to check if Karen had been writing checks off the account, as he had a copy of a legal document she'd signed stating that she would only be writing checks off the account for necessities up until a certain date, which happened to be 3 weeks prior to Jim coming in. After ascertaining that he was whom he said he was, i.e. checking his ID, I pull up the account in question. Since Karen only had checks for the account, we could track and view any photocopy of each check written that had been cashed. We discovered that she had continued to spend not only past the date she was supposed to stop, but she'd also been writing checks for non-essentials, also a no-no. Jim then tells me that he was suspicious that this would happen because when they began the divorce process, she'd taken half the money out of the account and was forced to put it back. I could see the transactions in the account history, so he wasn't lying. He then asked me what he can do to ensure she can't touch his money. I told him that since she has the checkbook for the account, taking her off the account wouldn't guarantee that she couldn't touch it. The only option would be for him to close this account and open a new account with only him on it. He decided that he wanted that, so we did just that. After he leaves, I continue on my day updating my supervisor on the situation due to how strange everything was. Well, a few hours later, Karen, whom I've never met before, storms in and demands to speak with the supervisor. My boss takes her into her office, and what I was told later was that Karen was demanding I be fired because I was talking badly about her. Lie. And that I closed her checking account without calling her to get her consent. My manager explained to her that our policy with joint accounts is that either party on the account can close the account without the other party's consent. She also assured Karen that I would never talk badly about anyone, especially someone I've never met. Mind you, my boss's office is next to mine with extremely thin walls, so she would have been able to hear if I was talking badly about her. She ended up storming out angrily after giving me the stink eye. Edit. Forgot to mention, Jim had called me right before Karen showed up and left me a voicemail warning that she was coming. I wasn't in my office at the time and didn't get the voicemail until after she'd left. She's just upset that someone smarter than her told her ex about the options he had. Hey guys, thank you all for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one.